Hello, viewers. Today we'll be talking about the California Collegiate Bruin Battle League Cauldron Tier Finals. The prize for the Cauldron Tier Finals was won by EGP Tekken with his puppet mastery, his Carl gameplay. And for his win of the Cauldron Tier Finals, he scored an analysis video, and he actually submitted the finals he won in, maybe as a bit of a bit of a celebration. So we're going to be commenting on his gameplay, and with us today we have Chug, who actually won the Azure Tier Finals. And Chug will be giving any tips, to help bring EGP's gameplay up to the next level if he's interested in following up on those. Hello, Chug.
Hello.
Okay, so let's move over to the video. And we'll just be doing kind of like live commentary as we go through the finals video. All right. So EGP was playing in a main, a Monet, if you will. So this is kind of a weird matchup, right? It's like range versus puppet.
Right. Yeah. Puppet characters are very hard, but they can control the space very well. And as we are gonna be watching here, we're gonna see the space is not, or Carl's gonna be controlling the space quite well. Namane is not too oppressive in this matchup, which should be a better thing there. If you
What do you think
pause,
about the early overdrives here?
yeah, the overdrive there, I kind of agree with it.
Yeah?
Um, Gets you out of pressure. Uh, Allows you, a potential for Exceed Excel. The only issue there was the Ada didn't follow up. I think it was a misinput. I was thinking it would be Confuoco, the really long dash that like goes mid like across the screen. Where is it? Yeah. See, so that's a 2D there, and that's a misinput, I think.
Yeah, seems
Um,
likely.
but yeah, we have this, and then with overdrives, we also have this really little neat mind game with Exceed Excels because they're invincible. Um, so it's good to have those overdrives going out. And if you hit the Exceed Excel, you get Active Flow, and Active Flow regenerates your overdrive meter pretty quickly. I think it's like 4 times as fast. So it's worth the gamble, especially if you do it in the beginning of the game. Now your burst is going to come back probably by the next round, and you'll have it again.
Yeah, since it's one of the few defensive mechanics in this game, it's actually nice to use it right away and get it back earlier.
For sure.
So here we have already brings Ada in. Now he's got the. Let's see what he does for the corner sandwich. He's expecting the jump out.
And that's a really good super, just like as a reversal super, and also there trapping him in the corner
Yeah, just as
is
pressure.
pretty effective.
So now we're going to see how he reacts to pressure. He's trying to poke out.
So one thing that could have been better there was what I've seen Carl do like against my pressure. I play S, so against my pressure on wake up or just like when I have really hard pressure on them, using the command dash to get out, Vivace,
Mm-hmm.
the 236A, 236B. I believe that's invulnerable or at
Yeah, so it's
least
like a wake up
hyper.
DP, but a nice one. You're nice to them.
Yeah. Um, So that could be used to get out of the corner and then also allow for sandwich options and mix up as well. So it's a very powerful command dash. So I didn't think I saw most of that at all. So putting that in, using the command, utilizing it, and with in conjunction with Ada, that would elevate the gameplay quite a bit.
That makes a lot of sense. Here's a nice sandwich.
Nice sandwich, very good hit,
He gets a.
and
He
gets
does
caught.
this a lot in his gameplay. He really likes to throw out that distortion, but it works.
I like it too, just because it's a reversal super, and I love reversal supers.
Gets the
That's a very
anti-air.
nice area. So there, with the mid screen dash, that could have been command dash instead of like air dashed over.
It's a
Um,
little faster.
it's a little faster. It gets the cross up. more convincingly too, because then if you're jumping, you might be expecting the cross up. Where is it? So after this thing, I think. Yeah.
That part there to establish the sandwich.
hmm
It's a little weird. It gets pegged by how active the drill is. I guess that's just a knowledge check.
Yep. Not a lot of people play a Mane either, so there's not a lot of.
Yeah, he pushes after drill a lot in general. That was
The
a
very
nice
good like
distortion.
Rhapsody of Memories distortion and the purple grab.
It's worth trying once, I guess.
I mean, if they don't tech it.
So this player, Ciro the Hero, likes to use the alpha counter a lot. The V reversal. I don't even know what it's called in this game.
Uh, the dead angle move?
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
counter assault. That's what it's called.
I don't. Most people don't use it very much, so I don't even know if you have any advice for how to play against it, or if it's just something you have to
Um, well
accept.
there. So if we pause real quick, so there that was field distortion. Amane's kind of perfect at the range that he was at right there. That's like the perfect range. That's where all of his C moves hit,
Mm-hmm.
and those are some pretty good moves that go into a lot of his combos. Um, alongside that, yeah, I don't. It was probably just another knowledge check that 6B like that pushes Amane way back. Probably wasn't expecting that pushback. Um,
Yeah, he really thought he was going to come in and try to keep that corner oki.
yeah. And then what were we just talking about?
We were
Uh,
talking about dead angles, or I think they're
yes,
called something assaults or something in this game.
counter assaults. Yeah, I just call them dead angles, but
Yeah, that's fine. I call them V reversals.
yeah, those can actually be baited if you're expecting it, which even I'm not really trained to expect them yet. I had to like take a while. I took a while to learn how to burst bait,
Mm-hmm.
and burst baiting in this game is very like prediction based.
Yeah.
Dead angles are pretty much the same thing. Even more so because now they're not in a combo or you're not in a counter hit combo. You're in a block state. So you want to, if you were to counter that, you would have to like rapid cancel your pressure, which kind of gets rid of your pressure, and they can get out of pressure for free. Um,
Okay. So that's maybe not a level that EGP would need to add
yeah,
necessarily. Just
yeah,
accept sometimes they'll get whacked away.
I don't think it's too important because not a lot of people use that angle anyway, and even when they do, I don't think it's like it's a good tool to get people off.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, but no damage and they lose 50 meter. It's almost a good trade.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you'll just be in neutral again. If you're good at neutral, you can
Good
win the
old
neutral.
Nooch. That was some nice Amane stuff. Yeah,
Nice anti-air there.
EGP needs to learn the drills active a little longer than he thinks.
All right, so there goes Ada. And now Carl's in a really weak spot. Um,
Yeah, so this is core Carl stuff, right? You never let her get hit or drained all the way, right?
yeah, or just don't use the last of the meter and let her just regenerate fast. Because when she's just regenerating, she goes really fast. But if she's dead, it takes quite a bit longer, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so sometimes you just gotta calm down in the scramble.
hmm So now all Carl has is the normals, that Cantabile move, and the command dashes, I think. So, but otherwise doing really good keeping the pressure off of um, while Ada's dead.
Yeah, he knows the ranges of the poke, so EGP definitely has a good sense of how to play Carl alone.
Yeah, and there's a really good Exceed Excel there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Looks like he tried to do run up grab.
yeah, Active Flow Exceed Excel does double its damage, so around 4,000 damage, just raw. So if you can hit that, if you're expecting them to like go in during your OD, that's why OD in Active Flow is really powerful. Um, and that was a really good use of it there. So here comes our next game. Okay, we have another anti-air. Mane is a very aerial character, I think, with all of his movement. He is a very floaty character. His jumps float a lot. And then there was some
No
good crowd
overheads
pushing.
though.
Yeah.
But so what do you think about this? I noticed in whenever he goes into OD, he gets refilling ADA meter, but he doesn't really use her that much. It seems like he's trying to fish almost entirely for the EA. So maybe one thing that would help him is try to use the OD specific, Carl specific character, which is you get tons of ADA meter.
So that's the thing, is the OD meter refills quite rapidly, and in a really early situation with like a lot of health, you're not gonna have a lot of time of OD, but you're gonna use that OD to fill enough meter. Oh, and there, that's really good.
Yeah,
Um,
it was a nice reversal.
oh, actually, if you pause there real quick, if you go back to that super, um, I believe if you time this right, I'm not sure, but what I read about on Dustloop is the 8D, so what Ada is doing right now, that clap, is untechable. So they'll fall to the ground and then you can combo afterward. Don't know if there's anything off of that, but if he timed that right to where the super went and then Ada hit, there
Mm-hmm.
might have been potential for a combo there.
Instead of hitting the super.
Yeah.
Okay, so that might be a nice trick to add to the toolbox if you can lab that out.
And then there's a really nice sandwich here.
He's
And then
going
we
easy
got
on the lows, but then he finally gets him on the
gets the
overhead.
unblockable. Yeah. I think that's an unblockable. Because you have the 6C is the overhead, and then you have the other part, which is a low.
So now he's got to deal with Carl only pressures. He could have used the twirl to get out of this much easier now. He's having to hold all of
Yep.
this. But he's able to jump out.
Get out
Against
with the
better
dry
players, you
dash.
won't be able to jump out like that. They'll never let you do that.
Yep. And again, with the command dash, it would have been more convincing cross up there.
Holds that RC pretty good, and a decent use of rapid counter to not get pushed in the corner and chipped.
I like the use of the counter assault there. That brought him really close to Ada, and if he connected, there would have been a combo there. But um, yeah,
I'm not sure was he doing overdrive just to save Ada there? I guess that's a
most
decent
likely
decision.
it's a good idea if Ada's low in meter and you want to use her right away.
That's paying off for him.
Yeah.
DPs are great. My next character is going to have a DP for sure, meterless. It's important in this game.
Pick up S. Kagura. You can pick up Kagura since you like charge characters so much for no reason.
Charges a meter.
Charge is horrible.
All right, this is our final match to observe, Chug.
Yep.
So what do you think among the Carls you've played for round start interactions? What seems to work against you? What do you think is a tough one?
Round start. So my round starts are very aggressive. I usually go for 5C because her S's 5C reaches
Mm-hmm.
all the way. It's a little bit slower, like I think 12 frames or 13 frames or something, but it has that reach and it can reach them. So I usually go for 5C, and if I feel like they have a better round start than me, just by like my intuition of playing all the time,
Mm-hmm.
I will backdash and do projectiles. So that's my round start
So
for the most part.
Carl doesn't have big buttons, so he kind of has to backdash and try to do something with Ada, I guess.
So Carl's 5C actually does reach in round start. It's just slower than my button, so that kind of loses. But there's also the micro dash thing too. You can micro dash 5C on Carl, which I just learned,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is a little bit tricky, a little bit finicky because you also have 6.6C. So if you try to do 6.6.5C, there might be a slow overhead that comes out instead in your micro dash. So you want to practice 6.6.5C. It's an important skill to learn on Hazama as well. If if EGP ever decides to pick up
And
Hazama
Tarumi.
and Tsurumi, yes.
665 button might be the Blaz Blue combo. That's how you know you're playing Blaz Blue.
Yes. BlazBlue teaches you how to do micro dashing right.
Yeah.
So
No
this
cheats.
is the game for micro dash and Naoto, the micro dash character as well.
Hmm.
Um, so
So Carl can get
yeah,
in on the fun too. 665C.
665C is a move. It's not a good. I don't think it's a good round start move because I think it takes a little bit longer than most people's round starts. So I would actually agree with the backdash and then play a more defensive option. And then when when the opponent gets in, uh, perhaps there's a sandwich option. Oh, there's also the command dash for real cheeky things. You could also like command dash round start
Hmm.
and then cross up behind them, and then Ada with the uh like the really long forward poking dash.
Yeah, the
Um,
big drill.
yeah, I could see command dash Fuoko being a good round start as well.
Hmm.
This is just theory talking, so I don't know how practical it would be.
Some
That's
ideas.
what yeah.
Separated again.
Yeah, it'd be good to get Ada in sometime. If he hit the Cantabile there, he would have been able to teleport Ada back. But instead retreats there, so that's also a good idea. Getting her in with a dash.
Yeah,
That
I'd
also
say definitely in his gameplay, the fact that he gets separated against a stronger player, he would just be killed outright at that point.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, learning to find a moment where they hold a button and then he can teleport Ada back in is probably something he wants to add to his kit.
Yeah, so that moment there uh kind of got missed because the Cantabile got blocked.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty negative move too, which went pretty unpunished. So for the most part, got out safe. But yeah,
Nice setup. Oh, there's the teleport. That's good.
and there's the teleport. Okay,
Wow,
that
CA3.
right there. Oh, okay. That was weird.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
interesting
have
choice from
done
Zero.
interesting choice from EGP too. I don't think I would agree with
Going to super when you have the sandwich.
going to super when you have the sandwich. That's 50 meter. They wake up. They know that they're gonna start blocking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the and then that super was started a little early too. So they're like, oh, now I have to block. Um, then what comes with it is the mix up, which Ada has no mix up except for a low and a command grab, I guess. But I don't think the command grab works in that.
Mm-hmm. Not in Blockstone, yeah.
So really, all you have to do is just block low, and then you get out of it for free. Now, it worked out in the end because we got the dead angle out, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
after. So still gets hit, but in a different situation, that would not have been the case, and then um,
Yeah,
you'd just kind of be
out
stuck
your
there.
resources for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mane is just one of these characters when they're in the air, you kind of have to assume they can hit you.
Yeah.
Purple
Another
grab
purple
setup.
grab there.
Nice.
Yeah.
In general, EGP likes to approach with air dashes,
Yeah.
and that's something that will get you smacked as you go up the ladder. So that he may want to think about stalling in the air a little more while having Ada do something to cover his approach.
Yeah. 2D is a really good option for that. The up and down claws from
Hmm.
Ada. That can keep him in block stun, and then that gives you a free air dash in. And the thing about the jump C on Carl is it's very active. It hits very quickly, so you kind of need Ada to follow up afterward if you're not doing it low to the ground. Otherwise, it doesn't combo. And that's a lot of Carl's stuff is it doesn't combo unless you have Ada.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think it's good to just kind of abuse the air dash until people start doing anti-airs, and then
Okay, that does make sense. Make them represent the option.
there though Carl got or Ada got lost.
Yeah.
Um, Probably would have been better to not put out that super or not super, the special move, the projectile. Oh,
Yeah, he's able to capitalize because Sero is not quite watching what he's doing, but there he adjusted quickly to the air hits. Started blocking in the air.
yep.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is what should Carl do if someone's there's lots of characters that go up in the upper right of the screen and do something annoying like Lichy and Ease, and here's
Yeah.
Amane is doing it. Izayoi. What's the play there to get up into that upper right and punish them for doing whatever they're doing up there?
So the best thing with Carl is that he's a puppet character. Ada, she's slow, but she does have tools for going across the screen. She has sh- you could just crouch down and then move her forward.
Mm-hmm.
You could also use that I think it's Confoco, is the dash, that advancing poking dash.
Mm-hmm.
She's on the right side of the screen. And then she's got Conbrio, the anti-air that we've seen. We also have the 8D is that really long active clap up top. Um, those are both, if they're in the right side of the screen, I think those would be good tools to use. So like dash them over to the other side and then have Ada, you know, poke them out.
So they land on Ada and it'll cover your approach,
Yeah. And so
or
then there's
or
the
she
thing
eats
too.
whatever thing they were doing to mix you up for coming in or something.
Yeah. Most of the time, these things are projectiles, and Ada's projectile invulnerable. So a lot of her moves will go through. Uh, Despite that, she's also really slow, so it's probably going to be predictable. They'll be like, okay, now Ada's over here. Um, so now they want to try to approach you. And then what you do with that approach is you could teleport Ada back,
Mm-hmm.
and then continue your pressure there.
Okay, that seems like a good sequence rather than help just fishing for something in mid screen.
Yeah.
Oh, there he
There's
used it in the
command
mix up. That was
dash.
good. Yeah, I guess that again the same thing. He
Yeah,
had the
kind of
sandwich there and he gave it up to look for the reversal.
right. I like the passiveness on Ada right now. Is just letting the meter recover.
Hmm. Playing a dangerous game though.
Gets out of the dead angle, gets him back in the corner. That's good.
Picks him up for the win there. Okay.
That was a pretty convincing finish. OD gave Ada just pretty much unlimited meter, so in a very Carl's in a very good spot there in EGP. You can just I think a lot of Ada's moves are faster too in overdrive, so
Hmm.
having that having that dash forward get put out a lot faster than normal kind of threw off Zero, I'm assuming,
Mm-hmm.
and then you
Yeah,
get this
I'd say in general, I think I'd like to see more offensive overdrive action from Carl, but I understand EGP is probably, often wanting to look at burst to get out of the corner if you get separated or something like that.
yeah
Especially in
burst.
this game where you eat a 5K or something if you mistime a jump
Yes,
out.
especially against the Mane, if he can get his drill to level 3, you should be looking for a burst or an overdrive raid into Exceed Excel or something like that.
Right, because
Um,
you can't really hold that.
yeah. Another thing with the overdrive is so there's defensive overdrive. There's the overdrive raids. There's bursting. There's the offensive ones, like the really offensive ones, like the one we just saw with the command dash
Hmm.
or not command dash, the Ada dash,
The stinger.
the stinger. Yes. Uh, and then there's also utility overdriving as well. So we saw that a lot from EGP was using it to gain Ada's meter back, which is also a perfectly totally acceptable option.
Hmm. Cool. Well, I don't know if you have any last tips in mind for our young EGP tech in here, the winner of the Cauldron tier. We've reached the end of the video. So, whatever you got left, Chug, let him have it.
Um, I would really just recommend using the command dash more. It's tripped up my pressure, my corner pressure especially multiple times. So it's good to keep that in mind that you can kind of just you get out of jail free card. Uh, and then alongside that, using 2D more for pressure. Once people get knocked down, you're in that sandwich. You can use 2D, do a few things with Carl, get 2D and again get them in a really just nice pressure loop there. Then they get tripped up, then they don't know where to block. Then you can hit them with an overhead or an unblockable or something, and then there's your in. Uh, other than that, congratulations on the grand finals. It was
Yeah,
a
congrats,
pretty
man.
convincing 3-0, yeah.
All right. This has been Cyano and Chug. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you later.
See ya.